Have you ever wondered how to print your model after sculpting them in ZBrush or Blender? Or how I get this kind of a printed model after sculpting it in ZBrush? And if you want to know about the steps, I'll be guiding you in this video. So without wasting time, I'll suggest you to open your eyes and ears and listen to me carefully. First, we should know what is 3D printing. What kind of printers are there? It's like bare basic is you can print your 3D model into life-size 3D prints. The printers, there are like commonly used two types of printers. One is resin printer, which is right here, and one is FDM printer, which is filament disposal printer. This is resin printer, and this is the, you can say, the ink or the resin which is used to print with this model, and this is the exact stuff which get hardened after this material touches the UV light, the UV rays. This material get hardened like this. So FDM printer prints the model from bottom to top, and resin printer prints the model from top to bottom. So your model will be hanging on this plate which is there, and this is the resin vat where you have to put your resin, and beneath this there is UV light which is like programmed in such a way that if those layers are there, there is this alpha mask where I'll be putting a video over here for your reference, or image for your reference. But these are some of the bare basics, and for FDM printer I'll be showing you here. There is an image. You can see what is FDM printer. Yeah, so these are kind of bare basics. So right now I'll be telling you about how I got this kind of a printed model. This is a resin print. It's very clear. You can't see the layer lines in this thing. For layer lines, if you are like completely beginner, you haven't seen any video about 3D printing, then I have to make a video for that stuff, so that I can teach you each and every step which is there, or everything which is there to keep in mind while starting this 3D printing journey. First, I sculpted this model in ZBrush, and I have already uploaded a video. You can see it's here. And after sculpting, there is this format, STL format. So for STL format, you can directly export from ZBrush itself. I'll be showing you a clip over here. Where is that option in ZBrush? And before that, if you want to print a big model, you have to plan accordingly to cut or slice your model or split your model in a way where you can print different parts. Like for this case, I have splitted this model into different parts. This head is a separate part, and this bell is a separate part. I have created a key over here and created a boolean over here, so that I can later on fix this part here, and it will be like this. And this body was a separate part. Like this nose is also a separate part, and tail is also a separate part. So this kind of planning you have to do for starting your 3D print or exporting your STL model for a software which will create a format. That format is understood by your 3D printer. It's not like you are going to export a STL from your ZBrush and just put it in the printer, and printer will easily print it. No, in between that also there is a software. There are different software, but I use Z2Box for this case. Z2Box is a software in which you just put your STL, export out this model as a STL file with separated object, separated subtools, and you can just put it in Z2Box like this, and you can just have them arranged on your build plate. I will be showing you here in this video section. So I have just arranged that model part in this build plate. For a detailed video about Z2Box, I will be making it later. If you want to learn it, like, you can comment in the comment section. I'll be making videos about that. After having them arranged on your build plate properly, or if that model is big, you have to make two files. Like for head, I have made one file because I can't put this head and this body together with this build plate in a one print. No, I can't do that. So I have to like split this head, print the head one time, and second time I printed the body. So by doing this kind of planning, you have to split your models and put it on the build plate, export out the file from there, from that Z2Box or that slicing software, you can say. That is the slicing software, where that software will slice up your model in layer form. There is thin layers which are built together to make this kind of a full model. This is the whole concept of printing a 3D model. It gets printed by having thin layers. Like we have layers in our paper like this. So like after putting this many pages as a layer, this thickness is there. Similar concept applies on a 3D model. There are thin thin layers which are helping us to see this whole model in a 3D form. So that software will slice up your model and export out a format which depend on the printer company. You have to choose a printer profile that is like getting in depth of the software. In the slice menu, there will be different options for printer, but most likely your printer profile will be there. So you can choose the printer profile and slice up your model and export out a file from there. After exporting that file in a pen drive, just put it in your printer, and there is this interface. You can just choose the option from there and print out a model. You have to fill the resin in this thing. So after doing all those stuff, there is this small short which I have already posted, how I printed out this skull. So you can see that video. Just put your file in the pen drive and put it in the printer and print out a model. Then after that you have to wash it, do some cleanup, break the supports, and sometimes you have to UV cure it later on. These are kind of bare basics which you should know you should know how I achieved this kind of a print from my sculpt after sculpting it from ZBrush. Yeah, this was the bare basic which you should know. And if you wanna know more detail about these things, I'll be making videos about that thing. But for a short video, these are the steps which are there. I hope I was clear with my point. And if you have any doubt, just let me know in the comment section. I'll be making a detailed videos about it. I just wanted to give you a heads up about the steps which I do usually. And thank you so much for watching. Thanks for supporting. See you soon in my next video.